Hey, 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 in the words of the Musty Man. Welcome back to the podcast, the Love Movie Podcast with IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host for the night, Ladies You, the hottest goddess, and I have my beautiful co-host, Miss Toya Capri, the money-minded Toya Capri, and we have some special guests, Miss Deonna Onyango. Did I say your name right? Okay, because I've been practicing. And then I have my other Proviso East alumni, Tennille Campbell, and we're gonna go into detail about who they are later on in the show. But first, let me give thanks to our sponsors, The View. We have Viola Shy. Everybody know who Viola Shy is, right? Where you get the goodies from. The Blue Note, GA Paving, and the Village of Broadview. So shout out to Mayor Katrina Thompson. And better yet, shout out to the Village of Westchester trustee. She had her flag raising in the Freedom Walk this past weekend, I should say. And then she also had a Juneteenth celebration in Westchester, basically bringing culture back to the town. So that was pretty dope. And Goddess Accessories got a chance to be a vendor for that event. So that's it. But yeah, Chris raised a question earlier today on Facebook, as he do always. Oh, y'all saw it because y'all laughing.
We had a whole conversation last night about it.
And he said that some of y'all had gave some really good answers. So one of the question of the day was, what investments, banking or financial advice can you share to help someone? And we can start with either you, Deonna, or Tennille. Since y'all been talking about it all
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. Deonna and I talked about this last night. We are not financial experts. So the way that the expo is set up, where we have experts to come in, we can talk about it from like our own personal experience, but in terms of like offering advice when it comes to the financial aspect of it, I'm gonna leave it to them. But so the question, she did tell me, I didn't get a chance to get on Facebook, but she did tell me about it last night. So we can share from like our own personal experience. I know you shared with me as far as um, with the housing crisis and how people was kind of like losing their minds and
Yeah, so I have background working in the mortgage industry, and also I work as a consultant, so I help companies decide what to do in their budget arena. Simply
So you
put,
are a financial advisor then.
right.
so
She schooled me last night. We was on the phone for like an hour, and I'm like,
Downplaying your
oh,
position. I see.
oh,
but I'm not a banker, and I
Right.
don't manage investments. But I work with some people that do. But I would say, just to be practical, realistic, and honest with yourself. Like, a lot of people don't even like to look at their financial picture, but if you're
Yeah.
not taking a look at where you are,
that is
you
me.
can never get to where you want to be. So,
Yeah.
having that hard conversation with yourself, or looking at it, lining it up, look at what your income and expenses are, is a great starting point to be real with yourself about where you are financially.
That's the best tip. That's
Yeah.
really good advice. So yeah, because that's the truth. And that could be depressing when you do finally see exactly what you've been spending your money on. And
I told her
realize
I
you're
have
not
a.
saving.
I know,
Just spending.
and that's Lord, I'm a spender. We were talking about even for me, personally, due to certain life events, I was forced to have to sit down and look at my finances, and I'm like, oh God. And I found for me, I was sharing with Deonna, I avoid it. I don't know. I don't know what it is about finance that stresses me out. Like it's a real
Money.
thing.
That's
To
what
be
stress
stressed
everybody
out.
out.
Because I told Deonna, like, I finally did it, and I realized I was wasting like $200 just on the subscription on my phone
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
had for years and didn't know
Yes.
that I was
I just
paying
found that
for
out
it.
too.
I said, geez, do you know how much that is?
Yeah.
$200 just on subscriptions that I don't even use.
Yeah. And imagine all the other things that are just like,
That could have went towards
Yeah.
yeah.
investing and things like
And
that.
speaking of, I got a few notifications from Apple Pay, which I don't understand where that's coming from. I literally got 4 different payments on there that I've made. I don't know what these payments are, so now I got to make a 1-800 number call tomorrow.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
But I'm like
telling
you. I just figured out the settings, how to get to your subscriptions and unsubscribe.
Yeah.
So that's one thing you can tell some
Yeah.
folks to do.
And I think it's important too with investing. I kind of been in finance and around numbers for a very long time.
Oh, so
but
you an expert too?
No, not an expert. No ma'am. No ma'am.
She know how to
But
say them
I know a
coins.
little something.
I need to
Yeah.
come and see you.
But I think what's important to also understand is, like you said, be real with yourself, but also don't be so extreme. Some of us are like, oh my God, I got to catch up. I should have did this, this, and this. And so we get so extreme, just like with dieting, where it makes it hard to maintain it. Be realistic. I'm a firm believer, if you work hard, you should be positioned where you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. But there's balance in that. And what I mean by that is, yes, save for a rainy day. Yes, invest if you can. Yes, create multiple income streams. Yes, do all of those things, but also live.
Yeah,
live
absolutely.
because we got people checking out every other day, every day now. So I don't want people to be of the guys that being responsible also excludes your ability to live.
Yeah.
So just remember to have a balance with it. So.
And I feel like I'll give an example. My daughters just graduated from high school, right? And they learned about stocks. They were trading. They had financial literacy classes. They know how to save. They know how to budget. Well, we wasn't taught that. And she and I was talking last night. Our Black motto is the rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah. Lord, I done heard
That's
that.
what
now,
we
what
grew
school is
up.
this? Because a lot of schools don't teach that.
Yeah. So it was so interesting. That's how I got into stocks because I was
of
learning
them.
from them.
Yeah.
You know, and so that whole motto of let the rob Peter pay Paul, that's been part of our culture. And so it's like, you know, now at 40 years old, I'm learning about stocks.
Peter,
I'm
Paul,
learning about
Ricky,
how to
Bobby, Mike, everybody. It's possible.
Right. And they do a really good job. Like my kids are on top of their finance, even now going to college. They are looking at ways to cut down on their tuition. They're applying. I didn't think about student loans when I was going to college.
Like, hey, we better get this
refund check.
We thought we
refund check.
Out of $1,500 check. If that, 800, we thought we was doing
so
something.
their mindset financial is way different than mine,
Yeah,
and they are
and that's
just
good.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 22-year-old is like that.
Yeah.
So, hopefully the 14-year-old can follow the footsteps.
So
my son think we live in Bel Air.
Yeah.
Seriously, so disconnected right
they
now.
think that
Oh, yeah.
really?
Yes,
because we've spoiled them.
I know.
too.
Yeah.
That's it's definitely my issue. But it's the thing is that trying to teach that even in the home, I started saying, okay, you asked for this. It takes me X number of hours at work to earn enough to get you this. Do you really think that I'm willing to give you this item and it's going to take me 3 hours to purchase 3 hours to sit there and work to earn the money to then give it to you?
That's a good point. I don't think I've ever raised that that example. So
that's how I talk
deep.
to him now. Like, listen,
I mean, it gives them a visual. So I think that's a good
asked
idea.
for a $500 game, headphones, all this stuff, and I'll be like, okay, it take me X number of hours at work to earn that. And this is a funny story. Like, real quick, my son was 9 and he wanted something. I'm like, I don't have the money for that. And he was like, well, yes, you do. All you got to do is go to the ATM. I said, well, where do you think the money in the ATM comes from?
It just magically
I don't know, the ATM. I said, oh, okay, we got a lot of work to do.
Right.
Just oblivious. So again, trying to drive the point home of, you know, using that strategy is helping him to connect to, listen, you're going to be an adult one day. You're going to have these choices to make on how you want to spend your money. And if you earning your money and sitting there working whatever you decide to do with your life in your adulthood, if it's worth it in the end for you to make certain purchases, have at it. But if it's not, you just need a compass for making those types of decisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. I think the kids, the new generation, think of money way differently than we do.
Yes.
I feel like they're a little bit more responsible than we were.
A little bit.
In some
now.
A
cases,
little
yeah.
bit more responsible. I mean, I guess I can only speak from personal experience in terms of I'm like, y'all are not my kids.
Yeah, and it's different for different kids because some
Yeah.
kids are exposed to some other things. Some of these
Yeah.
kids are rich aunties, with this
Yeah.
type of stuff that they doing. Like
Yeah.
my 22-year-old has already been out the country, and this is going with her friends.
Yeah.
Some of the restaurants that they go to, we
Yeah.
was going to McDonald's.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
Wisconsin
The phone
Dells and
call.
thought that was the trip of the year.
Bennigan's or TGI Fridays. We really thought we was doing
Oh,
it if we could
yeah.
do that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we got a call coming in. Hold on. They hung up on my butt. Somebody like, oh, I thought you was Chris.
Probably is.
Do it
Make me
again.
spit my water.
That's how they do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll do. I didn't hear no phone ring.
Okay.
We was all into this conversation.
No.
But I don't know if y'all follow sports. They called again. Hey, now they
Oh,
cutting into
Bronny
my
got
conversation. Yeah.
drafted.
The Love Movement Podcast. How can we help you?
Hey,
I can't
what's
stand
up?
him.
What's up?
We thought we had a real caller.
Y'all being funny. But anyway, y'all have fun on the show. I just want to ask the lady Tennille and Deonna a question about do they have anything to do with putting a house in trust? What would be the profit of putting a house? What would be the bonuses of putting a house in trust? So that's just one of my questions.
Well, again, we are not the experts on that, but we will have the experts at the expo, so make sure you're there. I will say that having a house in trust, though, would be beneficial to, like when you do pass on, that it's easy for whomever you're leaving it to take over and not just live in the house, pay the bills, and not have any say so or anything. So, and it still not be like really tying them to a financial burden per se. Like if you're behind on the house, they don't have to assume it to the point where it's now their burden, but they have the power that they need to maneuver if they need to sell, if they want to keep it. So it is definitely wise to do so, but to consult a professional who can help with that.
Which will be at the
Okay,
expo.
Now you guys are gonna have a panel and moderate the show at Ella's 137. Is it 137 Fifth next to Mary Ella's?
134. Right next to Mary Ellis.
Okay. So you're gonna have a panel. We want everybody to come out and join you, and we want to have some fun on that. So thank you
absolutely.
for coming on the show. Appreciate you.
Thanks for
Hey,
having us.
Musty Man, I'm gonna need you to watch the show because we hadn't even got into that segment
Right.
while you asking 1,000 questions about the panel.
Didn't he?
You know the routine.
Yeah, I got it, but see, y'all be moving too fast for me. I don't know where y'all at. I'm just relaxing.
Why are you not here with us?
Because he got his
That's
feet kicked up with a cocktail.
Because I had a long day today, and I had some things that I had to take care of. And I have all the love and trust in the world. Them girls know what they do. They know how to handle themselves. So,
we know
I
that.
trust
We
I
know
trust
that.
So, yeah, but that was it, Dave.
Well, you know what? While we got you on the phone and being the fact that you are
Okay.
Shannon Brown's father, now I know you heard about Bron being drafted to
Did he
the
get drafted?
Girl, yeah.
LA
What?
Lakers.
I figured
So how
he
you
Yeah.
feel about that? Are you
Well,
excited or are you?
Well, let me say this to you. There's a lot of ways to look at that situation. You could look at it from a standpoint, well, this is one of the reasons why they would hire J.J. Redick, so he could make sure he picked LeBron's son. Now, for a long time, brothers wasn't being picked. So if it's a situation now where LeBron has that kind of favor, hey, let's give it to one of the kids. Let's give it to him. I mean, he deserved it. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
because you
In a
got other
way,
folks saying otherwise. Because I do believe it ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
prime
well, see,
example.
that's how the game go. But what I'm saying is back in the day, they was taking everything from us.
Yeah.
We couldn't even go eat at their restaurants. We couldn't even go to their, hotels. We couldn't stay there. There's a lot of stories out about the Negro Baseball League that finally got their stats into the Major League Baseball. And you got Reggie Jackson, a lot of guys telling their stories about how they grew up in a racist situation. So if we didn't come this far, and it's a chance that LeBron's son could make it, give him that opportunity. I mean, I could look at it another way and say it's not fair to the other kids, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because it has happened.
Yeah.
I respect that.
If you understand
And,
what I'm saying,
and Daddy has put in his work, so I mean it's okay to use your privilege sometimes.
Right.
The other folks do it all the time.
All the time.
Legacy and nepotism.
What happened?
For sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, hey, sometimes it got to be our turn.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
So, and if LeBron got that much clout in that game, and the Lakers believe in him or whatever, he said he wanted to play in the 1 year at least with his son. He gonna have that opportunity now. Now, this is the question: will his son put in the work so he can make the team?
Right.
Because it's not a guarantee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
What do you mean it's
It
not
got to
a
be a lot of
guarantee?
pressure too.
It's a 3-year guarantee contract, but he get the first time. Now, is he going to put in the work to make them look good for picking him?
Yeah. Well, he has
think
to.
he
I'm
has
sure he
to.
knows that he has to.
It's a lot
But I
of
remember
pressure.
him being sick at one point.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm
He
like,
had a
is this
heart
an
condition?
asset or a liability?
Yeah, he had a heart condition.
Had one
Right.
or have one?
Well, he went into cardiac arrest.
That's why he was out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a heart situation, so that's why he was out. But see, yeah, that's a great question, Z, because everybody's looking at it so many different ways. But at the end of the day, it's up to Bronny now to put in the work to become a pro basketball player. Because of his dad, he got that opportunity.
Yeah.
I know if it was my kid, yep.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem
You know
with
what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it ain't like he need the money.
No,
Exactly.
That's
definitely
true.
not.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
So
not.
if that's his dream and his dad can provide a dream for his kids, see, and my thing, it was just support for my kids. I just supported them.
Yeah.
They wanted to play basketball, baseball, whatever. Hey, I just wanted to support them. So in this situation, LeBron put his son in a situation to be successful because of his name.
Okay.
LeBron James, King James. King, see, when you're a king, you can make moves.
Well, Mr. Musty Man, we got thousands of phone calls coming in. So we don't have to let you go. Caller number 2, please. Ring.
So this the Martin show.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Okay.
Y'all, you get in there, y'all. Hang in there.
Okay.
Deonna and Tennille for coming up.
Thank you.
having us.
Thank you for having us.
In a minute.
Okay.
We are not going to be talking of
Okay, let's get back to the show. He crazy.
I know.
He gonna talk to us for a whole hour.
Might as well
Now
be here,
back
right?
to the
Up
segment
here.
with our special guests, both Deonna Onyango and
love saying that
Tennille. I know
name.
because I know it now.
Says that Onyango.
Listen, before I called Deonna, I called Curtis, another classmate. I said, "How you say Deonna name?" He told me, "I don't know. I ain't never had to say it." I said, "Now I got to call her."
Yes.
So yes, Deonna Onyango.
She got an interesting
and
story about her
Tennille
name.
Campbell.
Yep.
Well, let's get into it.
So my husband is from Kenya. In their culture, the wife and kids take the middle name. So his last name is Wambare. But me and the kids should be Onyango. So although I have not actually officially changed my name because our Social Security office is like, yeah, we don't honor
Yeah.
that. So if you want your last name to be his middle name, you're going to have to go to the court and do an official name change. And then, procrastination is the thief of time. 13 years later, my name officially
Yeah.
hasn't been changed, but I
Okay.
use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope we ain't getting you in trouble
Just out
talking
of
about this
respect.
in public.
Eventually, every year I'd be like, for my next anniversary, I'm gonna officially change my name. But also, I have a lot of licenses. I have my life and health license for the state of Illinois, plus like 20 other states. So then I have to change my name for
everywhere.
everything.
Mhm.
But that's okay. It's worth it. I mean, we 13 years in. I think
Come
I'll go
on
ahead and do
now.
it.
That's what's up.
Don't do it.
Come on now.
Don't do
Okay, Tina Turner. Keeping my name.
Right.
Right.
Like, now I've been looking forward to changing my name. Now, that was like one of the things I was looking forward to. Like, get married, I'll get a new name because being a W, I was always like last.
Last.
Yeah.
Right.
So at least push me up a little bit.
That's what's
Tad
up.
bit.
Well, with that being said, tell us more about who Deonna is and
She is so complex. I've been
You
I've
took
been,
the
I've
words
been
right
called
out of my mouth.
complex, difficult, complicated. I am just very simply a child of God. So I try to live my life very unapologetically and, fuel my passions and all those good things. So that entails, I still work in the corporate sector. I launched an entrepreneurial journey in 2020, which was to start a cafe. And it's
And the
Cafe
name of the
Coco
cafe.
Latte.
Right.
We spent a little over a year at Water Tower Place. It was a great experience. Always be a part of our story, but we did opt not to renew with Water Tower Place. Malls in general are just not what they used to be.
Yeah.
So no diss to Water Tower Place, but if things turn around, maybe we'll be back. So we're in the process of figuring out where our next brick and mortar will be, but we still sell our products online. We do farmers markets, pop-ups, corporate catering events. We'll be at the Town Expo providing the treats
Okay.
there for
There
the
you
evening.
go. There you go.
And we sell at the Rustic Fox, which is a multi-vendor space, and we're just in and around all over. So, but eventually, the aim is to be a global brand, and you'll have Cafe Coco Lattes everywhere.
Now, do you feel like you're a coffee connoisseur now? Like, can you taste
Absolutely.
some coffee and be like, this is trash?
Absolutely. Yep. And I really wasn't a coffee lover when we started. My co-owner Bianca was. So we initially just got together during the pandemic, trying to keep each other's spirit up, and we would get online with each other and pretend we were at different places, like, well, it's Friday night in the Boom Boom Room, or whatever, different things. And then eventually that evolved into, what do we really want to do after the pandemic together as friends that can speak to who we are, fuel our passion, and take this entrepreneurial journey. And then we decided on the cafe, which has been a phenomenal experience. And we also want to support and ignite the entrepreneurial spirit in other, women of color and young women, and let them know they can do it. Like, go ahead, take that leap. I know Zanitra knows it's a lot of hard work, but it is worth it,
Absolutely. And Tennille,
Girl.
every time I turn to you, you said, "Girl, don't ask me nothing. You on the show." Now you raised this idea with the committee
Yes.
of hosting the Resource Expo.
Yes.
And what inspired you to do that?
So, how far back should I go?
Oh, you've been thinking
I
about
took
it.
Deonna out to lunch one time. I think we was there for 2 hours, and just like my desire, my passion has always been to represent those who are not represented, such as people, homeless population, people who struggle with substance. I have a personal story, but losing my brother to overdose. And so it was always a hurt that would never go away with me. And I was able to channel that hurt and really get involved in the communities and advocate for changing the stigma associated with substance. Nobody wakes up in the morning and decide they want to start using drugs. There's really, and so the fact that I couldn't save him, I can help others potentially, save their lives, right? And actually be an advocate for families, because a lot of times we just think about that person, their mental health, them, their addiction. I don't call them addicts because it's such a negative connotation.
Yeah.
When you call somebody an addict, it's kind of disrespectful to me. But the family, because nobody talks about the grief of losing someone, in that manner. And I carried around that grief for so many years. This is actually my first time publicly talking about it, but
Oh,
I've shared my story with others, and it got me to the point. I graduated with my bachelor's in computer science, so I was in IT, but I wasn't happy. It didn't make me feel any type of way but depressed because I wasn't doing what I was passionate about. So
yeah.
that took a huge amount of prayer and support to just really just change and work in my passion, because they tell you there's no money to be made in mental health and all of this, but it wasn't about the money. I love getting up every morning and being a therapist and being that voice. Even it spilled into my personal life where I am doing advocacy work outside of my job. And so with this, I was always looking for resources, but I told Deonna, now I am a resource.
Absolutely.
So I want to bring this to my community.
Yeah.
And so she was the very first person I told about my idea. And I second guessed myself. And she said, no, you need to do it.
Right.
And so after she said that to me, I reached out to Kevin Thomas. So Chase think, let me shout out Kevin.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for Kevin Thomas, our classmate,
Mm-hmm.
this wouldn't happen. Even though I wrote the sponsorship letter, he was the one that kind of guided me through the process of getting sponsorship with Chase.
Yeah.
So big shout out to him. Ray, so he loved the idea of bringing something like that to our community, because in other communities, they do this type of stuff all the time,
Yeah.
resource fairs.
We
But
all need some type of encouragement in
Yes.
order. Like
Absolutely.
I feel like everybody needs some type of push
Yes.
because you got the idea, but you don't know how to execute.
Absolutely.
Sometimes,
And then you second guess yourself. And I think I called you again. I was like, girl.
Yeah.
She's like,
And then the
She
amount
felt
of work will
other
scare you
people
too.
wasn't as excited about it as she
Yeah.
was. I'm like, but this is your baby.
Yes.
But
Right.
that's the
Right.
thing.
Yes.
And when it's your passion, it's your
Yes.
passion. You
Yeah.
can't expect everybody else
Yeah.
to feel how
Right.
you feel.
Right. So then I reached out to Trustee Ray Williams. Shout out to him, who also was very instrumental in connecting me with non-for-profit organizations that would be a part of the expo as well. So I really am appreciative of him. He even helped get the venue, secure the venue for the event. So
Okay.
I'm very, very grateful to him. And every time I've opened my mouth to talk about it, it was like, yeah, this is something we need. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to be there because, I mean, it's the all alumni cookout. We're going to be partying, having a good time. But
Yeah.
I want you to take something away from it,
knowledge,
some
yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about sitting at a panel and listening to people talk. It's going to be a
This
real
is something
either
everybody can relate
Right.
to. We either got a
Absolutely.
family
It's
member, we got a
free.
classmate, somebody
You
that
got
you
free
know.
food.
You're
We
talking about
got
free
a
stuff.
DJ. And so at the end, it's going to be a mixer.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be all like a really, really good vibe. Got some amazing people coming in terms of the panel discussion, which you're going to be.
Dang, you put me to work.
Yeah. So I told you in a group
No, I
chat.
know you did, but
I said, Deonna or
use your way
you?
up out of something.
Heck no. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But I
get
wanted us to represent in our community and really bring these things that is so available to us, like home ownership. We are so far behind in terms of home ownership. And so Chase is looking for people in the Black and Brown community to provide them with the resource. So that's why they were excited. And they even donated $8,000 to the event.
Awesome.
So that is an amazing thing just for our first time doing this. So that's why I would say people come out, have a good time. It's going to be a real vibe, And so the mental health aspect of it, I'll be moderating that. Originally I was wanted to focus on Black and Brown men in terms of mental health. So the panel is of Black men in different facets of mental health. So you have Chris Lamarck. He's, I do a lot of work with him with, oh my God, coffee, hip hop, and mental health. I enjoy his movement because he takes hip hop and how he brings hip hop and mental health together is so phenomenal. And it's like he is traveling constantly. Like he was just on Good Morning America a couple of weeks ago.
What is his name?
Chris Lamarck.
Okay.
Christopher Lamarck. So I was really inspired by him because Deonna and I again.
Y'all be doing a whole lot of talking. Let's get to this. Hold
I
on.
know. But I have a passion for coffee, right? And so her being an entrepreneur, I had shared with her my vision. And we talked about mental, and now I'm seeing this man. So I
all
know it's
coming
possible.
together.
It's
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
together
yeah.
where he now is in my life. And so bringing the various things that we love and bringing it to one space, I see now that it is possible. If you got a chance, please go and check out his coffee shop. It's amazing. Like he
So this is the same person, Christopher Lamart, that you say he incorporates hip
hip
hop.
hop,
And
coffee,
mental
and mental health.
Okay.
And where
If
is
you-
the shop at?
It's on Belmont. It's up north.
Okay.
I don't know
I
why,
mean,
but it's
it's-
giving me Tiny Desk vibes. Like, do they
But that's
have
what it
music?
is,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, that's dope.
So he
Okay.
does Love Jones every Sunday, where the poets come in, they recite poetry. It's a vibe up in
Yeah.
there. It's such
I
a
love
good
it.
vibe, and I love
Baby.
being there. So, yeah, he's gonna be there. I also have Chicago Body Shop, Deonna's Harvey, that's gonna be there. So we always talk about, people think like mental health, I need to go sit with a therapist. No, he teaches yoga, like yoga, working out, exercise, and how it impacts your mental health. And then I also, who else I have? Oh my gosh, I got a lot of panelists.
Zanitra Dunny.
Yeah, see. Oh, who else do I have as my panelist?
Deonna Onyango. I just want to say her name again. Oh, where you got Santos.
So Santos, that's the Chase.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at me.
So
trying to
they're
help.
going to be doing the workshops. So they're going to actually have workshops, and they're going to have breakout sessions, and they're going to have advisors there for one-on-one. So if you have, so we have a good chunk of it dedicated to financial health and wellness, home ownership, investment stocks, and all of that. So they're going to be doing that, and I'm really, really appreciative that they are wanting to be as involved as they are in this. So it's just going to be, it's going to be a good thing, you
Yeah.
know.
I like how
First of
they
many, I
shorted
think.
the
Absolutely.
name Mary Ellis now to Ellis.
So no,
It is
there
Mary-
is,
or is
there
it
is
two different
It's
things?
two different things. So you
Okay.
have Mary Ellis, and right next to it, because you got that little small parking lot, is
Okay.
Ellis. Ellis is like, and I'll show you the video because I did a video of the inside of the thing. It's really cute in there. It's a smaller version. It has a bar. They do live music. I think he told me on Saturday nights from like midnight to like 3 a.m.
Wow.
I said I was gonna
I
get
was-
over there
yeah.
and check it out, but they have a live band every Saturday night, and they have an open space, like that little parking lot that separates the two buildings. They open it out. They have like the little tables, patios, and it's a really nice vibe.
Now, what type of crowd is it on Saturdays?
That's a good question. I ain't been yet.
So every time I go, I saw sombreros and stuff. So like,
See,
I'm just saying.
Interview is over.
Have you
interview
showing
is
up on the
over.
Saturday? I heard the party was over here.
And then we
All night. See, Mexicans in boots.
Tony, I ain't said nothing. I ain't said nothing, Tony. You are all right with me.
So yes, do you see yourself having more events after July 19th?
I'm already on next year.
Okay, because y'all
I'm
been
already
talking
in.
again.
No.
Y'all
It's
doing all
not.
this
It's not
talking.
just that. It's needed. And like I said, with myself being a resource, you being a resource, this is something that we can give back to Maywood. And
Yeah.
Maywood is changing
Yeah.
drastically. There's a lot more young people moving into the town.
Yep.
And I see there's more of a nightlife. I was like, okay.
Yeah. New
Right.
nightlife.
I just
New young
discovered
business
the
owners.
yes,
Yeah.
young business owners, and I just discovered a place. What's the place on First Avenue? Is that a cigar lounge or
Yeah,
something?
Casa de Porras.
You
I
been
think I
there
said it wrong.
before?
Yep.
Yep.
Couple times.
Wow. I see the people out there. I roll past. I'm like,
I hate when Tennille be acting all surprised.
Right.
Girl, we be outside over here.
listen. Everybody is
don't know why
outside
she
in
act like
Maywood,
she's
and I
60
love
years
it.
old.
I love it. I got to get outside. I'm
She be
trying
like,
to go
"Girl,
to.
have you ever been to the Touch of the West?" I mean, it's only been there for 40 years, Tennille.
Man, I'm outside this summer. I am outside,
As
but
you
it's so amazing to just be in Maywood and just you don't have to
Yeah.
go nowhere. You can just like Have you been to what is that S2?
We didn't miss it.
Yes.
Listen, me and Toya
Y'all
one
need
night,
to
like,
invite me.
seriously, we were bar hopping like we was downtown.
In Maywood?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
Can I
it's-
join
it's a
y'all
lot-
next
yep.
time? Because I
It
swear
could
I
be
need to.
sooner than later.
Hey,
Like tonight.
hey. I don't know about tonight. Catch me on the
Look at
weekend.
Tennille. See, she ready to take a nap.
Right.
I just riding down the street and seeing these new businesses in Maywood, and it's just like I know what Maywood is just special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of, but it is so special. And now
really
to see it
always
start to,
have
I
been,
know, and
yeah.
seeing it to start to come to life is
Mhm.
amazing. And I'm so happy for our town.
Yeah.
Very
That's
happy
what's
for
up.
it.
I
Yeah.
want you all to tell us how can people get a hold of you guys, and obviously give the date, the address of the event, so that they know where to come. And
Do I want to give out my?
Everything
No, I'm
else.
kidding. No, so we created an event page on Facebook. So it's called the Town Expo on Facebook. So it's very easy. Just click on the what is it? The link. What is this code? What is this barcode thing that you can
the QR code. or
QR
something. Yeah.
QR code?
Oh my God, we got to
She
get
is
you outside.
acting old.
Because first of all, they got these at restaurants now. So when you show up, ain't no more menus. So
Listen.
make sure you bring your
Like,
cell
I
phone.
know.
This is Mother Tennille.
I know. I went out to eat with my babies one day, and they had. I'm waiting on the menu, and I never noticed a little QR code on it.
I can see
And
her
I see
cussing
my
out the
babies,
waitress.
I'm
When
like,
y'all start
What
doing
are y'all doing?
You got attitude.
I know. Now I'm like, I need a
Damn.
real menu. I don't want to look on my phone. So the QR code is on Facebook. And also we're gonna be I'm gonna make my way around the different churches. Chase is also helping promote this as well. So this is open to any and everyone. Don't feel like you got to come dressed up. No, come as you are. We purposely made it from 5 to 10 because we know people work and we want people to be able to come out and enjoy. So yeah, so it is free. Just register. Low key, if you don't register, that's not the biggest deal. Please just
Show
come.
up.
Just show up. So we kind of expecting that as well. Everybody's not going to register. Some people are just going to show up, and it's okay to just show up. Are we done?
Girl, don't you never shut my show down. Tell me we done. Are we done or are we finished?
Are we finished or are we done?
No. As a matter of fact, I got one last question for you.
I don't know why I'm so nervous. This is like my first time. I'm like, is this
I
over
got
with?
one more
I know.
question.
No, I'm kidding, Z. I'm kidding.
No.
Z. You know I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Like,
I
don't
like
ask
to
me
have a
nothing
good
else.
time. But so
I'll do it.
yeah.
So, our ending session, we always ask, what advice can you give for someone that shares the same interests as you guys? Or
get out of your own head. That was the biggest thing. And fear. Fear was another huge barrier in terms of me being comfortably uncomfortable. Like even being in a setting like this, I've always had visions and things that I wanted to do, but I allowed myself to get in the way of doing those things. And it's real. Like that fear is real. It is crippling. But now I am embracing what I feel like I've been called to do. I don't think anything and things have happened to me by accident. Being able to be open and working in my purpose and not being fearful of anything that's going on, whether it's in my personal life, just being transparent, being honest. I don't have it all together. I'm still trying to figure it out. And you don't
We
have
all
to
are.
have it all figured out and
all
all
are.
together while you're working and trying to do things that you are passionate about. Make sure you're passionate about, because I mean, for me, when it was about the money, it was very, very difficult because that soon turned into, you make the money, but you're not enjoying
Yeah,
nothing about it. You're not happy with it whatsoever. So yeah, being more open, being transparent, getting outside, doing
Yes,
stuff like
please.
this has
You never been to Al's on First
man, y'all got jokes. But I'm gonna be outside this summer. I'm gonna know every place to go.
I I
want you to
absolutely
get outside.
echo everything that Tennille just said about, taking that step, not being bound by fear, being open and transparent, but also was add to that, be supportive. Like when somebody is trying to fuel their passion or launch something new, be supportive. Like just if you're gonna buy earrings anyway, why not go get them from Z?
I'm still waiting.
I know that's right.
I got a
successful
text
shout-out.
message from Z about you had like a skirt or something. You had a skirt or something. I text you like it should be in. Okay, we're gonna talk off air.
Okay,
We're gonna talk off air.
Yeah, like if we could really get back to a Black Wall Street state of mind, like we could circulate the dollar within, and I believe everything that we possibly could think of or need is available.
Absolutely.
Right with our alumni.
Yep,
I really believe that. And that's why I was really with this expo, I really wanted to highlight alumni, people with their own business, because we have a very, very like dynamic type of individuals in our class. Like
Proviso East period.
Proviso East period.
Yeah,
and it's
I think
just
they downplayed Proviso
They
East. Like we got a lot
did.
of good folks coming from out of there.
And I think I made a post one time. I'm like, hey, shout out your business. If you are a business owner, what is it that you do?
Yeah.
I didn't get a whole lot of response, but we're trying to highlight those individuals, because I was asking, I think I asked you too, like, who's a business owner? Because I want us to be represented at the expo, us to be the resource, and for, to see someone from our community, what they're doing, that can go a long way with those who are aspiring to do, various things in their lives. So, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So listen, whoever's listening out here,
and I got one more question for you.
You got a business? Let us know. If you got something amazing going on,
tell the people who did these eyelashes.
So she's Swedish, out in Westmont. Her name is Milda.
They're cute.
Just
they are
DM
cute.
me if you want more information.
Yes, they look very nice.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
Are we done?
No. I have to ask my beautiful co-host if she has any questions or something she would want to close out with.
It's been a treat.
Come on, Toya.
Both of you all.
I ain't seen you in a minute.
How you doing?
Good. So I got questions for y'all.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Flip the script.
Okay.
So how did all of this come about?
Oh God. Well, I'll let Toya go first.
So it started with Chris
Mm-hmm.
and his vision. I think on the cusp of him retiring, he kind of wanted something to do. That's a joke, but I think
I'm like, he traveling,
but facted.
Right.
He
But
doing everything.
but I think he had a vision, and I would indirectly, because I would be outside, and I would indirectly see Chris. And one day he just came up to me. He's like, listen, I got an idea. I want to start a podcast. Here are the details. Would you join me? And I was like, you know what? I have been told I was like the little modern day Oprah. So
not Oprah.
You might
not Oprah. Queen of Tea.
Yes.
And so that turned into, we kicked it off, and the rest is history. And then Z joined us.
I actually came on as a guest. Yeah, I came on as a guest.
Came on as a guest.
And by the end of the show, Chris asked me, would I be interested in joining the group?
Yeah.
So have y'all thought about like traveling like at different events?
We have. Look, it's because you ain't been outside.
It's brewing.
Because she ain't been outside. She don't know that we already been outside. So we got to get you outside.
Oh, I got an idea brewing in my head right now. Okay.
But yeah, we are on the time schedule. And I know Wanda ready to go step. She over there with a ruby red lipstick. She ready to get up out of here.
She looking so nice with that hat on. I got to steal that look.
She's beautiful. But with that being said, we're going to close it out. And in the words of the Musty Man, treat people the way you want to be treated and never give up.
I love this.
Yes,
Thank y'all for having us. Oh, can I do a shout out?
Yes, please.
Can I shout out my family, my kids, and Cece? I love y'all. She love y'all. P.O.P. hold her down. This was fun. I was nervous. I don't know what.
Are we done? Now we done and we finished.
This was
for me.
See, I told you, yeah.
I'm so sweaty.